star Chris Young. I'm Adam Namberg. Welcome to MLB Tonight, presented by Strauss. This was an old-fashioned pitcher's duel on paper as the Los Angeles Dodgers throw out Yoshinobu Yamamoto against Kevin Gausman. Both guys are matching each other blow for blow, but ultimately it's Yamamoto who goes the distance. See why he didn't last time against the Brewers. He does it now in Toronto.
Talk about being efficient. He understood the assignment today, especially how the game went yesterday. I remember watching him in the dugout, analyzing the game yesterday. He came out on a mission. Only 82 pitches, only over his final 8 innings of the game right there. Talk about efficiency. He figured out the weaknesses of the Blue Jays, continued to pound the zone, mixed his cutter, splitter, fastball. He was absolutely fascinating tonight.
Yeah, it's interesting how the extra rest may have hurt Snell a little bit. He was a little bit rusty at times, whereas Yamamoto, the extra rest just propelled him to keep doing what he's doing. It's like, all right, a little extra rest, a little extra giddy up. We've seen the velo be up, and in terms of complete games, again, he's such a throwback right now. Yamamoto's doing something we haven't seen in terms of World Series complete games. Yeah, Mad Bum did it in 2014, but this is the first one since Cueto back in 2015 against the Mets. Cliff Lee, Josh Beckett. This is a different era when guys would do this.
Yeah, you saw he got into some stressful situations early in the game, but after he started to settle in mid-game, there was no reason to get anybody up in the bullpen. He continued to stay efficient. The pitch count was low. You knew that he had control of the Blue Jays' bats, which tells you if the pitchers, they're so great for the Dodgers, if they're able to go out there and execute, I mean, you're talking about some of the guys who have the best stuff in the world. Snell didn't have his A game going yesterday. Yamamoto had his A game going, and he didn't miss.
Yeah, it was a battle of two splinters, right? Gausman throws that great split. Yamamoto's as well, but really kept the Jays hitters off balance. We've talked before about Toronto working counts, and they did that against Snell. You mentioned the pitch count. Yamamoto, they were swinging early, and it didn't matter.
It really speaks to how great his split finger is and how great his heater is. I mean, we're sitting here right behind home plate to finish the game off. The heater still had a lot of zip on it late in the game. The guys, if you're facing that, you have to respect the heater. And as soon as he sees you respect the heater, great job by Will Smith behind the plate to be able to make the adjustment on the fly. See, when guys are cheating on the heater, you pull the string on them. When you feel like they're sitting back, you sneak the heater in. It was perfect execution tonight.
Those two pitches, he knew what he was doing, and like you're right. Give credit to Will Smith behind the plate as well. Let's check in with our friend Tom Verducci. Here he is with Yamamoto postgame.
Yoshinobu Yamamoto, your interpreter, Yoshihiro Sonata. A beautiful game you pitched tonight. 104 pitches, no walks, a complete game in the World Series. What are you most proud of tonight?
104球、フォアボール出し、一番今日何を誇りに思いますか
1イニングずつしっかり投げていけたのと、初回ちょっとランナー出したりで球数いったんですけど、しっかり切り替えていけたんで、いい結果につながりました。
You know, because I racked up my pitch count early on, but I think I took it like a one inning by one inning, and then I think I was executing my pitches very well today.
Well, let's talk about how the game started. Lots of pitches in the first inning, runners on first and third, and then you went on to retire the last 20 batters of the game. What changed?
今日おっしゃったように海外初回の方で前半の方で球数が多くなったんですけども、その後20人すべてきちっとアウト取れた。それはどういう要因だったでしょうか。
やっぱりこうなんていうんだろう、リラックスして初回入るっていうのは心がけてたんですけど、やっぱワールドシリーズなだけあってちょっと力みがあったんで、しっかり冷静に調整して、そこからテンポを上げていけることができました。
I was trying to be going into the game relaxing, but it's a World Series, so I kind of get early on because I was kind of throwing with unnecessary tension. So I just adjusted that, and then as the game went on.
You gave us a game for the ages. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
All right, great stuff there from Tom Verducci talking to Yamamoto. How about this? Most consecutive batters retired in Dodgers World Series history, 20 straight dudes. He sets it up. We're talking Carl Erskine back in 1952, Game 5 against the New York Yankees. That's just how good Yamamoto is. You hear that sometimes when it comes to starting pitchers. You better get them early or not going to get them at all. We're now at the big desk here. CY joined by Al Leiter, our big lefty, of course, a 3-time World Series champion. Al, listen, as a great starting pitcher, which you were, a big game pitcher, you see a game like tonight, you can appreciate the artistry with which Yamamoto is working.
No question. And really, almost a little bit of what we experienced last night. It was in the 6th inning. I know the Blue Jays blew it open, but you look at this game and obviously what transpired in that 7th inning with the 2 solo jacks, but Yamamoto, for me, this was a master class. If you're watching pitching, and I'm going to dig a little deeper here, but this was a situation where, yes, he got in some trouble early on, and he was able to work himself out of this first inning. I mean, massive. The curveball, the velocity difference between his fastball and that 95-96 range to those slow hooks right there, Varsho and Guerrero. I mean, it was nasty, and it showed a lot about what he was in that moment. And then what it was, guys, he settled down between the two different fastballs, the sinker and the four-seamer. Curveball, I love it because of how much slower it is. He was able to get these hitters. Up until late in the game, he didn't have a whole lot of strikeouts. Did strike out the side in the 8th inning. You got a situation here with the ability for him to have multiple pitches at multiple speeds on a very good lineup, folks. This is a team that has excellent contact rate, and they don't have a whole lot of swing and miss. He ended up showing why he is a big game pitcher, and he has. We know his previous start. We talked about it with Snell, about the long wait and the rest. Didn't affect him. Maybe you'd say that in the first inning with the 23 pitches. He settled down, a complete game, 1 run, reminiscent of what he did against the Brewers in the LCS.
Now, when you talk about just a guy like this, consecutive complete games, you're bringing up one of the great big game pitchers ever, Kurt Schilling, who had 3 complete games back in 2001. I want to follow the point, see what Al was making, because coming in, all you know about Yamamoto is one thing, that split finger. But I think that curveball was critical tonight, keeping these guys off balance.
I completely agree. Watching that Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at bat, he was on the heater early, and Yamamoto, you can tell he wanted to stay away from that heater. He got behind in the count. Yamamoto did. Yeah. Ends up going to the split finger a couple times. Vladimir makes the adjustment on the split finger, and then Yamamoto snaps him off with the curveball. He's able to adjust, him and Will Smith collectively, ability to adjust on the fly, recognize what the Blue Jays hitters are trying to do in the moment, and make the adjustment on the fly was extremely impressive tonight.
In a 1-1 game.
Right.
Yamamoto and the Dodgers, the mighty Dodgers coming in, they're down 1-0. This is what you just said, CY. Every single pitch. We know it's a World Series, and we know that every pitch matters. We saw it with Will Smith in a 1-1 game in the 7th inning, big fly, and it felt like, and then here comes another home run from Muncy. The ability to understand that it's execution of every single pitch. I know it's something out of some mental book. It's true. And the guys that stay in there, don't throw away pitches. You could say it as a batter. How many at-bats you just threw away at bats? And both of these lineups, we knew what the Blue Jays were all about. Fight, keep the ball in play, and maybe something good will happen. The Dodgers showed it tonight.
Talking to Dave Roberts before the game, we're sitting around BP. He said the best thing that could happen tonight is I don't have to make a decision. There was no decision to be made for Dave Roberts tonight. When you watch Yamamoto, especially after he got past the 3rd inning, the way he was be able to go out there, be efficient. I'm looking right here, 82 pitches over his final 8 innings. You're talking about 10 pitches an inning. Talk about efficiency. You're not getting no ducks on the pond. You're executing your pitches, 1, 2, 3, multiple innings. Dave Roberts had the opportunity to sit back today after all the stress he had to go through yesterday. Got the chance to sit back today and just watch Yamamoto do his thing.
Yeah, borderline immaculate innings. That'll work as far as you're looking for a World Series start. Let's hear from Blue Jays manager John Schneider as Toronto suffers their first loss of this World Series. They fall to the Dodgers in Game 2. Here's Schneider at the podium addressing the media.
Sean, you guys did such a good job yesterday of making Snell work. Was that ingredient kind of missing for you guys today, or was Yamamoto just that good?
Yeah, he was that good. I kind of started that way. Got his 4 pitches in the first, I think, and that was probably our best chance. First and third, and nobody out. After that, it was kind of few and far between. Second complete game in a row in the postseason. That's pretty impressive with a layoff in between. So. I think he made it hard for us to make him work. He was in the zone. Split was in and out of the zone. It was a really good performance by him.
Kind of shy in the back, John. John, with that delivery,